Hey guys, it's Gina. Welcome back to my channel. This channel focuses on books and cross-stitch, and I think I'm gonna start talking about movies in my videos as well because I see a lot of movies. I always link Letterboxd down in the doobly-doo, so I should talk about them. Not gonna talk about like every movie that I watch, unlike books and cross-stitch, because it's a lot, but I figured I could start talking, you know, some highlights, some things that I've seen, things that I liked, things that I didn't. You know, if you are interested in other things that I do watch, I do have a Letterboxd account, and I have been trying to make more reviews on Letterboxd than I have in the past. So check that out if you are interested. It's always down below with the rest of my social medias. That being said, I'm going to start with movies. So since it is 2020, it's a new fresh start on everything. Books, cross-stitch, I almost said crochet. Haven't crocheted in a while, but books, cross-stitch, movies, new start. And I wanted this year to start off on a high note because last year the first movie that I watched of the year was Vice, and I didn't like it. It was acted fine, I didn't like it. So on Letterboxd, I have a pro account, so I get to look at my stats throughout the year and throughout as far as, or as long as I've been using Letterboxd, which has been kind of a while, but I stopped because there wasn't an Android app, and then a couple years ago they finally put the app out on Android, and since then I've been using it all the time, every day. I love it. But the first film you see of the year stays in your statistics, and it's like, this is the first film you saw, and I hated seeing that movie cover all the time. So I wanted to hopefully kick this year off with a good start, and so on New Year's Day I decided to go see the Adam Sandler movie Uncut Gems. I loved it. I thought it was extremely well acted. It doesn't have a very complex plot. It's more of a character study type of movie. Again, very well acted, very intriguing. It gets you kind of sucked into the movie to like wanting to know what's gonna happen. It essentially follows Adam Sandler's character and his gambling addiction and the diamond store that he owns and all of the people he owes money to, and it's just, it's fascinating. It isn't everybody's cup of tea. I gave it 4.5 stars out of 5. Pretty much everyone else in the theater with me hated it. One of the women next to me at the end of the movie was very appalled by how many F words were in it, but like, you're seeing an R-rated Adam Sandler film, and it says under the R rating that it's for language. I don't know what she expected. I think she just saw Adam Sandler and was like, okay, but really, lady? 2 people left 30 minutes into the movie, and then as I was walking out, the couple behind me walking out, the guy was like, oh, he'll probably win awards for this, and then the girl was like, I don't know, he'll win awards, but it was really stupid. So clearly not everyone's cup of tea. I've been seeing you either kind of love it or you hate it kind of deal. I really liked it. Some of the other things that I've watched so far this year, I watched the first 2 Bad Boys movies in preparation for the third. The Bad Boys 2 is one of my mom's favorite films, so I don't know why I haven't watched them yet. We own them, but I mean, I was a little kid when they came out, so it makes sense why I didn't watch them with her back then, and I guess she just hasn't really watched them much since I've been, you know, able to watch them. I enjoyed both of them. I think I gave both 4 out of 5 stars. I'm excited for the third. And then I also went to go see Spies in Disguise, the I have Adam Sandler on the brain, the Will Smith, Tom Holland movie. I loved it. I thought it was adorable. I gave it, I think, 4 out of 5. There's a lot of pigeons in it, because pigeons. It was a fun movie. I really liked it. Mike didn't like it too much, but I did. I have a review on Letterboxd, again, link in the doobly-doo. Other than that, I've just kind of been rewatching some stuff, and yeah, it's been a good movie year so far. I ideally would like to hit 300 movies this year. Last year I hit 273. So it's possible. I just need to, there were a few weeks there where I didn't watch any movies because I was either playing video games or on a TV kick. So yeah, I plan on watching a lot of the Pixar shorts because Disney Plus is a thing now. So that will help. And documentaries, I want to get back into documentaries. I went on a documentary kick a little bit last year. Those are short, so those will help. So that is all I have for movies. If you're wondering what Letterboxd is, it is essentially just a way for you to track what you're watching. I describe it to people as Goodreads for movies. For Flosstube people that might not know what Goodreads is, it's a way to track your reading. Personally, I like the layout and format and stuff of Letterboxd better than Goodreads. Goodreads just needs to get updated and they haven't, and it's starting to be a nuisance almost, especially after getting used to Letterboxd. But both of them are like tracking things for books and movies respectively, and again, always linked below. So books, I didn't grab my book. One second. So books, if you watched my 2020 reading goals, then you know that I start every year off with a memoir. I haven't finished my memoir yet. I don't know why, it's only 118 pages, but I'm currently reading Dante Bosco's From Rufio to Zuko. I'm loving it. I didn't know much about Dante before reading this. I didn't know much at all. Like, I knew he's Rufio and I know that he plays Zuko, which I'm currently kind of getting into Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't remember what episode I left off on, so I think I'm just gonna restart it, which would be fine because it's a good show. He also plays a character in Rooster Teeth's animated Camp, which is really fun. He's just a guest star on that one, but it is fun seeing him. He's also done some other stuff with Rooster Teeth and Achievement Hunter, and so his memoir, there's a really good chunk and chapter on Hook and him getting the role of Rufio, which he auditioned against his brothers for, which I think is amazing. Like, it's interesting that him and his brothers auditioned for the same roles in a lot of things, and it's really fascinating. I'm really enjoying it. I am about 68 pages in, and like I said, there's only 118. So I'm gonna try to get this done. I love doing that. I'm gonna try to get this done this weekend, if not, hopefully by next week. So yeah, that's the only thing that I have been reading. I did start on the first book of the Kingdom Keepers series. That series is one of the two series that the School of Magical Stitches and Literature are reading this year. So I joined that group last year because I didn't know it existed, and then at Galleria, talking to Jean, and I mentioned that I was a huge Harry Potter fan, she was like, so you're part of School of Magical Stitches? And I'm like, what? So she told me all about that and Enchanted Stitches. Stacy and I joined them, and it was a lot of fun because we were all in Slytherin, but since the new year started, it's no longer Harry Potter, it is Disney, and now we're all in separate groups, which kind of sucks, but it's still fun. It's the start of the new year, it's gotten really confusing because they're like, here's all this other stuff we're gonna throw at you, and it's a little overwhelming. Thankfully talking to Jean kind of like cleared some of that, and so I kind of understand what's going on a little bit more, but I'm just gonna focus on the homework because even then I can't always get the homework done because too much going on between work and then wanting to do other hobbies as well as stitch. It's just, I've completed 2 of the homework assignments for this week, which is exciting. I'm pretty sure I've only ever been able to finish like 1 of them before, but I digress. This year's books are Disney themed. So Kingdom Keepers is the first one. I believe there's 6 in the series, and then the other books are the villain books, which book 2 people, I know you've seen them. They're the black books with the villain face on the cover, except for the Beast. I don't know why he's part of that series, because like, he's not the villain. Gaston is the Villain. That one confuses me. I probably won't read those because I've just never had interest in reading them. I like the looks of them, they look neat, but I've never had interest in reading them. That said, I am reading the first Kingdom Keepers book on my e-reader. I got it from the library and I'm only a chapter into it, but I really like the writing style so far. I feel like it's gonna be pretty interesting. So as soon as I finish Dante's book, full force ahead with that one. I haven't touched any of my I want to read one of these 27 books yet, but it's only January 11th. I have time. So that is books. Now on to the stitchy things, and this video is going quicker than I anticipated, which is a good thing. And the first thing that I want to mention with stitchy things, I have one whip to show you. Well, I have multiple whips to show you, but I want to show you this one first. I'm sure all of you have seen, because they're everywhere on Facebook and Instagram, the multiple designers and places that are doing charity Australia raising funds to send to the fire relief in Australia. There's quite a few. I will link the ones that I know of in the description below. Offhand, there is one by Sassy Jack's Stitchery, which is this one. It is a free chart that you can do, and everyone that finishes it and posts it and shares it with them on either Facebook, Instagram, or email they will donate to one of the charities down in Australia. So I have the flowers left to do, and then it says Aussie Friends. So this one is a free chart, and I'll put it down below. So I saw this and started it immediately. I'm loving this stitch. I lost my hoop for a couple days, put it in a bag of something I thought I was starting and then didn't start it. So I've been stitching this one in hand since it's just such a small chunk of fabric. I did measure my fabric wrong. I calculated it to 18 count, but this is definitely 14 count. Luckily I'm paranoid and decided to cut it an extra inch or two than what the calculator told me to, so it ended up being fine and it's perfect size. So that is that one. Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery has a really cute koala. Mo's shop, which you have to join the Facebook group and then message them, and then they'll invoice you the PayPal and then send you the pattern. They have a really cute tribal kangaroo, which is different because a lot of them are doing koalas. I believe, and I saw in the group that they're also working on a koala pattern. Fiddlesticks AU has a really cute one, and that one has a couple different options. So it has a back stitching option on it as well, where you can stitch a little wings and halo on the koala, and then there's words for in memory of the fire relief, which is really sweet. And then there's a couple more that I can't think of off the top of my head. I know I've gotten a couple other ones, but I'll link them all down below, so definitely check those out if you haven't. Like I said, they've been everywhere. It's really great. I know Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery within the first 24 hours raised over $3,000 and has already donated to that. And the thing I like the most about all of these places doing this is they keep showing the receipts once they donate it, so you know that it is for sure going to Australia. I believe Fiddlesticks has also raised over $3,000. The Mo's shop has raised close to $3,000, and it's such a wonderful thing. Oh, Caterpillar Cross Stitch is also selling a really cute koala needle minder, and $2 from every purchase of that will also go to Australia. She's doing pre-orders for them now, and then once she gets the minders in, she'll ship them out beginning of February. So great cause, great patterns. They are adorable. I will be stitching koalas for a while, and I am totally okay with that because it's all going to a wonderful cause, because what's happening down in Australia is just devastating, completely devastating. So with that out of the way, I have more whips to show you. I know I mentioned in my 2020 stitching goals that I didn't know if I would do Mania come May because I don't want to have that many whips out, but I have a lot more kitted up than I thought I did, so a version of Mania will probably happen. So with Magical School of Stitches and Enchanted Stitches, you have the homework every week. So there's like prompts. For example, one of this week's was for Enchanted Stitches. There's this month's movie is Peter Pan, so one of the prompts was Nana is a nursemaid, but she's a dog. Stitch on something with an animal that you would want to be your nursemaid. Then one of the magical stitches was stitch on something related to a fire station, which a lot of us are stitching charity fire relief pieces for Australia, which I think is fantastic. And there was also like, oh, there's this dark evil thing, stitch on something with all black. So there's like different prompts to get you working on different pieces. Well, since I don't have very many whips, I had to start a couple new pieces. But I was talking to Jean and Stacy, and I was like, well, I could probably dig something out for these 3 challenges, but I can't figure out something for this one. And then Jean and Stacy were like, well, do you have anything with this on it, or do you have anything with this on it? And I'm like, y'all, I have 10 whips, if that. A lot of them aren't even that big, but so together we ended up, well, we decided to make a Google Doc, and then it's a Google Doc spreadsheet, so we each have a tab, and then I've already done it because I have 10 whips, but we are in the process of putting all of our whips and also all of the pieces that we have kitted up into this Google Doc, so that way each week with the homework we can help each other pick stuff to fit the homework if we're stuck, which is a great idea. I really like it. So we've been putting like the pattern, the designer, or if we got it off Etsy, and then a picture of it, so that way we all kind of know what we have. So that is fun, and by doing that I have about 10 whips and about 10 things kitted up. Not everything is fully kitted. There's a handful of stuff that I just need to get the fabric for, which would be fairly easy. I have the threads for them. There's one thing that I need to get the fabric and like 1 thread for, but for the most part I added stuff that I have pretty much kitted up. Also, I was realizing last night when I went to go start on something from the Undertale cross stitch book that I have less colors in my DMC stash than I thought I did, because it's getting a little tricky to pull colors just for random projects. So yeah, I want to go buy more floss, but I'm not going to. So with that being said, these are the whips that I have and that I have started. The first one that I am going to show you, if I don't drop it again, is Christmas Mice by Madame Chantilly. This is my New Year, New Start. Yeah, real exciting. You can tell exactly what it is. I started this because I wanted New Year, New Start, and I didn't even do this until the 2nd. So I literally just put these 6 stitches in because I wanted to go and sew the edges so it wouldn't fray. So I didn't want to do too much on it before I got that done. And then when I did that, I starting all the things. I put this in a project bag with my hoop, and that's how I lost my hoop for a week. But so I'm using these adorable playing cards that I got from Heartstring Samplery at Galleria. I hole punched them. I went ahead and hole punched all of the cards. But look at those colors. Aren't they gorgeous? I'm really excited to start on this piece. It's a lot of the red and the green. Yeah, I hope to get to it soon and get more than 5 stitches. But anyway, I hole punched these cards, and then each card, most of them have 10, some have 8, some have 12. I was playing around with how many holes I could get into it, and since I only have the normal hole punch, like they're the tiny holes, so I am using them as thread keepers. I just took off a few different, depending on how much thread is in, or how many colors, or how much is used of each color, I just kind of guesstimated how much I would need, and then if I need more, I have the threads in the bag, so I can always add more. But I really like using these cards as thread keepers. And the next thing I have to show you, I'll go ahead and show you this guy. I started him, there's thread, cool. I started him before Christmas. I wanted to get him done so I could put him in with the ornament exchange at work, but I didn't see him or start him until the night before, so that didn't happen. Theoretically, I should have finished him by Christmas because he's really easy. I don't have much left to go, and now he's out seasoned because he has Santa hat. But baby Yoda, isn't he adorable? I love his little Santa hat, so even though he has a Santa hat on, I'm probably still going to put a magnet on him and take him to work. So I'm doing him on this plastic because it's sturdier and I like using the plastic for magnets. So I'm just gonna cut him out when I'm done and then sew something on the back so that way the threads aren't exposed, and then put some magnets on him and take him to work. I love him. He should be done by now, but yes. The next thing I want to show you, gotta take the pattern off of it. I started, and the reason I started this was for magical stitches, but I wanted to start it back in October when I got it, or November, whenever I got it, is the French Country Witch by JBW Designs. Isn't it cute? I am doing this on 18 count, I believe this is Jungle Ada. I don't know, I got this fabric at Galleria, and once I learned that I won this pattern from Inspired Needle, I knew immediately that I wanted to do it on this fabric. So it's just this witch, and she's gonna be made up of all these little Halloween motifs. I just love this black cat, and the broom. And like I said, I wanted to start on this pretty much right away once I got it, and then I just never did, cause I'm not much of a serial starter yet, kind of, sort of. But one of the prompts for Magical Stitches was stitch in all black, and the called for DMC is like the brown black, but since I'm doing it on this really gorgeous green, I wanted to do all black. I am using 2 threads. I didn't like the coverage with just one, so it is a little bulky, but I really like it. I'm enjoying stitching it. I hope to work on this a little bit more. The next thing I have, again, a great, 5 stitches there. I wanted to start on an undertale piece. So I have this 18 count Jazz Ada that I got from Jean, and it's gorgeous. It's like blues and purples and stuff. And I knew immediately when I saw this fabric that I wanted to do something undertale related on it. And with my new undertale cross stitch book, perfect. I wanted to stitch Toriel on it, which if you play Undertale, she's the monster. They're all monsters but you. She's the monster in the beginning that kind of takes you in and then leads you on your way. It's basically it without spoiling things. So I really wanted to stitch one of her. There's a lot of her in the book, a lot of different variations. And then going through my thread stash, didn't have the right colors, which is fine. I usually just pick similar colors that are close to it, but I couldn't find a bluish purple close enough to what it should be that I liked for her dress. And then I wanted to do this piece of her sitting in her book, in her chair with a book. I don't have browns. Like, I do have some browns, cause this has brown in it, but these browns are like too brown, I guess. So it frustrated me that I didn't have the right threads, and I didn't want to wait and go to Michael's to get the threads. Like I can go to Michael's this week and get the threads. So I found a different thing that I wanted to stitch in the book, and it will still work on this fabric. So I'm stitching the main character, which you play, and then at one point, so I'm stitching her with a little duck on her head, which is real cute. So I had the threads for that. That is what I'm doing with that. And the last whip that I have, I don't have any finishes this week. The Aussie Friends I should hopefully have finished by next week, but the next whip that I have, this will be a constant whip. Here's my thread keepers. As you can see, I don't have threads on all of them yet. I am putting the threads on them as I need them because temperature quilt. The colors aren't really showing up too well. So I, in 2017-ish, started a temperature scarf with crochet. I hate it. I don't like it. I'm in April. I'll finish it eventually, I hope. I don't like it. I hate it. And I hate it because I was using yarn that I already had instead of going out and buying new yarn. And by doing this, it is all different weights. It is all different styles. It's all different sizes. It's different textures. And I hate it. So I wanted to do one for 2020 because 2020, and it's also a leap year, which I think would be fun to have that extra square or line or whatever of February. But then the thought of just buying all that yarn and then stopping like I did with the first one kind of got me down, and I didn't want to do it. So then I started looking up cross stitch temperature things, and then I found Stitching Mommy or Stitchin' Mommy on Etsy, and she has multiple temperature designs. I almost got the one that is beds of flowers, so each month is a new bed of flowers, and then the petals are the days. So you can either do just the high temperature or the high and low temperatures. And then she has this one that's a tree that's also really pretty, and then this quilt. I actually didn't like the quilt when I saw it on her Etsy because it's just a picture of what it would look like. It's not actually like stitched up or anything. And then the start of the year, someone in one of the groups I'm in posted their finished 2019 quilt, and it is gorgeous. It looks fantastic stitched up, and I'm actually really enjoying stitching this. I'm a couple days behind because Thursday I pretty much went to the grocery store after work and then came home, ate dinner, and basically went to bed because it's been a long week, y'all. Going back to work after having 2 very, very short weeks for a full week sucks. My sleep schedule's all out of whack, but so I'm a couple days behind. I will get caught up through today. They stitch up really easy. It's only like 26-ish squares or stitches per square, and then I'm hoping to work on the border. So as you can see, I don't have like any of the border finished. I would like to get caught up with this and then continue it so that way I'm ahead. So how I'm doing this is it's essentially going to stay in this hoop because I'm going to be working on it daily. And then as I need new threads each day, I will be putting them in thread keepers. I have 2 of them because there's multiple colors. So I printed out the color chart, and I just used her color chart instead of doing a different one. I am using the varied chart, which ranges from 95 degrees and above Fahrenheit all the way down to 4 degrees or below. Living in the Midwest, I need the varied chart. I accidentally started charting it out with the like hot temperature chart, I think, or like the mid-range one, and it gave me to 100 and above, which was good because we do hit 100 here, but it didn't give me anything lower than 20 degrees, and it's like, yeah, we've been having a mild winter so far, like it's been in the 50s every day, but we do get winter. Like it does get close to 0 degrees, sometimes below it, so I needed the varied. I had planned it for the varied, and then I just printed out the wrong thing. So I also wrote out all of the numbers. So like, yes, they're up here, but I can read this easier. And then I've numbered them 1 through 10 and then 1 through 11. So that depends, and they're color coded, so I know which thread keeper they're on. And then on the inside, I am keeping track of the temperatures each day. And so as you can see, I haven't wrote out today's, but as you can see, I have 2 that don't have check marks on them, meaning I haven't done that yet. So I have all of the months lined out, and then September through December are on the back. So that is kind of how I'm keeping track with that. So yes, if you don't see that often, yell at me in the comments and be like, hey, where's that temperature quilt? And then I'll be like, I haven't worked on it. And then you could be like, work on it. Because I don't want to get behind. As I said, my scarf is in April. And it's only in April because I worked on it. I actually stopped in like February. So that is all I have for whips. I do have some haul, but before I get to the haul, get the haul situated. Before I get to the haul, as I mentioned, the Google Doc, I realized that I had enough stuff kitted up to start on things. So, I guess this is a plan. I guess I'll do plans. So plans for the following week. I would like to film weekly. I don't know if it's going to happen, but plans for the foreseeable future. Following week, finish Dante's book, start on something other over there. I haven't moved them yet. Watch some more movies. I like movies. I also want to get caught up on my temperature quilt, and then I want to get the border caught up, and then potentially get all of January's border done. That would be nice. And then I want to put a little bit of work on everything that I showed you, potentially. Mostly, definitely Christmas mice. I want to work on that very much because it's so cute. And then I want to start at least one more project this week. I also want to work on my pumpkin. I want to do all the things. So yes, I want to start and work on all the things, and there's no time, which sucks. But I have another project in this wonderful project bag that I want to start. So I had a gift card from Michael's. So I went and kitted up 2.5 projects. I kitted up this project I'm about to show you. I kitted up my temperature quilts, which I have showed you. And then the half project I forgot to grab, so give me 1 second. The half project, I found the most perfect blue and gold threads, because my hockey team is the St. Louis Blues, for the Play Hockey Got Sticks Sue Hillis Designs. When I got this, I mentioned that I would probably change Got Sticks to Got Blues. However, I think it was before I bought the threads. I had the most perfect idea. I'm so excited about my idea. And instead of Got Sticks or Got Blues, I'm gonna put Went Blues. So if you are a St. Louis Blues fan, you will understand this reference. If not, during the Stanley Cup parade, because we are in fact Stanley Cup champions now, during the parade, Brett Hull, one of the alumni hockey players for the Blues, got really, really drunk. It is now a meme to get Hull for getting that drunk. So as he's really drunk, which, you know, you can't blame him. He's also waited forever for the Blues to get a cup. He even tried helping them get a cup multiple times and never happened. So at the parade, through the parade, he got wasted. And then at the end of the parade, they presented all the players and the cup and all the other trophies, and it was, you know, kind of like a little celebration thing. So Brett Hull got up on that stage, and first he started singing Gloria. Gloria was our song for last year. Gloria started our win streak. Gloria got us to the cup. Gloria got us the cup. It was a great year. But Brett Hull got up on stage and he's like, you know, instead of saying let's go Blues, we went Blues, and then had everyone start chanting we went Blues. And so now it's a thing, and that's what I want to stitch on that piece. Went Blues instead of Got Blues or Got Sticks. So it'll make it more personal and more related to my hockey team. I will probably stitch 2019 on it, even if I'm stitching it in 2020, because that is when we won the cup for the first time. I'm just so excited. I can't wait to stitch it and chart out the Got or the Went Blues, and it's going to be a very personal piece for me, and I can't wait to stitch it. Not in the plans though, because I don't have it fully kitted up. But the other thing that I fully kitted up was the Universal Monsters Stitch Along. I don't have a picture of it because I didn't print the picture, but I'm sure you've seen it. It was all over Instagram last year. I ended up purchasing it when there were still like 1 or 2 houses or rooms in the house to get, and I never started it because I was waiting for it to be completely finished to start, I had dyed fabric for it, and I was getting ready to start it, and it was gonna be great. And then she released a black and white conversion. I really liked the black and white conversion, so I never started on the other one, because I was like, well, what do? I've dyed this fabric, so now I have this dark gray piece of fabric that I can do something else with. But I decided I wanted to do the black and white conversion, so with my gift card, I went to Michael's and I got some Aida, and then I dyed it orange. So you can see there's some, it didn't get as varied in color as I wanted it to. I'm still learning with RIT dyeing my own fabric, but I love it because it's cheaper. I just need the RIT dye and some fabric. And so I bought this piece of fabric and I dyed it orange. While I was dyeing it, I accidentally left it in the dye longer than I wanted to, because I wanted it to be a bright orange. And then as I was dyeing it, when I took it out, it looked a little red, but luckily it dried bright orange. So this is what I'm doing the black and white conversion of the Universal Monster Stitch Along with. So that is it for plans. Now I have haul. So now I have haul, and this video is getting a little longer than I would like it to, but that's fine. I have the first haul I have to show you, which I guess I can put it on the orange, is my thread of the month for December from Color and Cotton. Got it in January because holidays, like they didn't send it out. But so Aquamarine, Fern is this green, and then Cherry Blossom is the pink in the middle. Don't know how well they're showing up on the orange, but they're really pretty and very springy. I don't know what I'm gonna stitch with them yet, but something. Now that I kind of have a collection of Color and Cotton threads, I want to start looking for things that I can stitch with them because they are really pretty. And then the rest of the haul I have to show you, I got from 123 Stitch with a gift card that I got from Stacy for Christmas. So thank you, Stacy. I'm excited for all of these. So the first one that I got is one of the 6 Snow Bells by Lizzie Kate, and that is the Baby It's Cold Outside one. I love it. It is so cute. That's one of my favorite Christmas songs, so I had to have this one. Here's the rest of the Snow Bells look like. And then I got the first 4 parts of Snow Village. So there's Snow Village, which is part 1, and then the Peppermint Parlor, which I think is part 4 actually. I don't have them in order, which is adorable. And then the Snowflakes for Sale, which this is, oh, hitting the camera. This is the one that made me want to get Snow Village because it's adorable. And then the skate sleds, the skate and sled shop. I believe this is part 2. So I'm now getting those, which is exciting. Don't know when I'm gonna start stitching it, but. And then I also picked up, while I was on 123 Stitch, a Prairie Schooler, which will be my first Prairie Schooler, I believe. And it is the 2009 Santa, and he's a hockey Santa. So, and there's also figure skates. I really like watching figure skating as well. But he's a hockey Santa, so I had to have him. He's adorable. I hope to have him stitched by next year. And that is my haul, and that is my video. It is a little longer than I anticipated. The only thing that sucks about them being so long is my camera only holds like 20 some odd minute videos, so I have to stop and then start up again, and then we get cuts. So it happens. It's fine. Yes, so that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for more content. I think 2020, this is how I'm going to do my videos from here on out. Start with maybe some movies, some books, and some stitching, and definitely do them Flosstube style. I did a whole video on comparing Flosstube and BookTube, but then when I went to edit it, it felt like I was attacking BookTube, and I didn't want to do that because I love BookTube. BookTube is what gave me the start on YouTube, and I still love BookTube even if I don't do booktube specific videos much anymore. I still love booktube, but Flosstube style of videos is more video podcast style, which works for me a lot more than trying to be super creative and do videos that I haven't done yet, even though I've been doing this for 5 years and editing them like crazy, and it works better for me to do it this way. So I hope you enjoy it. If not, sorry, but not really, because like this is how it's gonna happen. So again, thank you for watching. This is the end of this video. Links to all of the Australian fundraisers that I am aware of will be in the doobly-doo down below, as well as all of my social media links, both Instagram accounts, Goodreads, and Letterboxd. So again, thanks for watching. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.